We're going to talk about a drum break that every drummer should know about and be aware of because of its importance to modern music dating back to the 1980s. Some of you that are not familiar with styles of music like old school hip hop or drum and bass or jungle may not be familiar with the Amen or the Amen break. We'll fix that in this lesson. I'm going to give you a very brief background of this drum break and then we're going to learn how to play it. Now my question for you is, what is your favorite song that the Amen break is used in? Put it in the comment section below. Let's start a conversation about it. The Amen drum break is widely contested to be the most sampled drum break ever. Now I know what some of you are saying, no, it's the Funky Drummer by James Brown, that break in there. You know what, I'm not here to argue that. They are both hugely sampled in modern music. What I am here to do is teach you about a little bit about the Amen and how to play it. I don't know of any other drum break that has a Wikipedia page assigned to it. This drum break is responsible for whole styles of music being based off of just this 6-second break, just 4 bars of music. So where does it come from? The 6-second drum break comes from a 1969 recording by a funk and soul band called The Winstons. The name of the song is Amen Brother. Amen Brother was a B-side to the single that was released by the Winstons called Color Him Father. Now Color Him Father in 1969 went on to be a big hit for them, got them a Grammy, and it also was one of the top 100 songs of that year. Amen Brother though, the B-side just kind of came and went. And nobody really noticed it at the time. It came back with the advent of the sampler in the 80s, whenever DJs and artists could take and sample very small portions of music from different songs. This was a perfect drum break. In the late 80s, about the same time that NWA released their hit Straight Outta Compton, in the UK there was a huge rave scene that was coming around. And the DJs over in the UK were using the Amen break to create hardcore techno, raga jungle, and drum and bass. As samplers got more advanced, they were able to break up the beat more and more, so it got to where instead of just breaking it up into a whole 4-bar, 6-second loop, they were actually taking the individual hits of the beat and breaking them and rearranging themselves. That's where jungle has gone with this. So many of the times when you hear the Amen break, it's so disjointed and moved around that you can't even recognize it. But it's sampled from the Amen break. The jungle style of music centers itself almost entirely around the Amen break. I mean, a whole subculture was made based around this drum break with 6 seconds. It is literally the world's most important 6-second drum loop. Now that we have that, let's learn how to play it. So now that you know a little bit about the Amen break beat or the Amen break, let's take it apart. Let's see how you actually play this thing. So it's going to be 4 measures long. The first 2 measures are going to be the same groove. All right. Now we're going to have 8th notes. That's going to be our constant. 8th notes on the ride cymbal. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For the first 2 measures, you're going to have 2 and 4 on the snare drum as accented. Now, I find it easier when taking grooves apart if I take the ghost notes and set them aside for a minute and see what the core groove is. So let's see what our kick drum is doing. It's going to play on 1, the and of 1, then it's going to play 2 16th notes. 1 on the and of 3 and then the of 3. So 1 and 2e and a 3e and a 4 and. The next thing we add is the ghost notes. Now ghost notes are notes that are softer than the accented notes or the backbeats. So we're going to add those on the of 2, the e of 3, and the of 4. So if I was to clap out the snare part, it would go 1e and a 2e and a 3e and a 4e and a. Now the great thing about the third measure is that you already know half of it. Beats 1 and 2 are exactly the same as they are in the first 2 measures. He varies it when he gets to beat 3 though. He still plays the E of 3 as a ghost note on the snare drum, but he plays the and of 3, not and on the kick drum. So it's just one note there, and then he delays the snare backbeat. So it's the and of 3 on the kick drum, and then he plays the and of 4 on the snare drum. And then we have measure 4. That's the most complicated measure. So let's just start with where the accents are. We still have 8th notes on our ride cymbal, so that hasn't changed. The accents are going to be the downbeat of 2 on the snare drum, and again, the upbeat of 4, or the and of 4, is going to be our second backbeat. He displaces that again. The kick drum is a little bit different in that he does that 2-note 16th note figure. He does that on the and the of 1. So 1 E and followed by a backbeat, and then he plays another kick drum on the and of 3. The thing about this kick drum is, though, he lays into his ride cymbal when he does it, so he almost crashes his ride cymbal. Now, if you have a crash cymbal sitting by, you could play the crash cymbal, but I hear it more as him laying into the ride cymbal and crashing into the ride cymbal. Add the ghost notes to measure 4 and you have it. So the ghost notes are going to be the E of 1, and then it's going to be the of 2 and the E of 3. So if I played those ghost notes, it would go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. So the snare all together would be this: 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. And that's in the 4th measure. If you like the Amen break, push the like button and share this with a drummer you think it could help. Tune in here every Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday for new uploads. Be sure and sign up for the email list. I send out a lot of lessons, tips, and other things that are happening. We've still got the 7-day $1 trial of the Drum Better Daily system going on. Along with offering you online drum lessons, it gives you a comprehensive and organized way to work through those lessons so that you see daily progress. The link's below. Jump over to any of these social networks, hang out with me there. But regardless of what you do, I'll see you here in the next video.